They've come from south of the border. They've come from north of the border. Both young bull riders have dominated the early '94 Bro Tour. Will either repeat, or will we crown a new champ here at Long Beach? Now on Prime Network across the world, it's the Wrangler Bull Riders Only Series. Brought to you by Original Coors and by Roper Apparel, the greatest looking shirts you'll ever wear. Howdy, everybody. I'm Bob Tallman, along with my partner, Gary LeFew, and we're ready to ride some bulls in Long Beach, California. Now, it was a great day at the beach, but what we're going to find out is how good could it be this evening in the building. We have got not only the best bull busters in America for bull riders only, but we've brought the power. Dan Russell and company, 7 producers here tonight, have brought some juice. When we talk about who is who in 92, 93, going into 94, there are a couple of guys that stand out, and there's a couple of bulls that stand out. But early in the season, we've been slam dunking, busting butts on bodies, and we've got a couple of our top guys that are out of the picture. Let's talk about one that's in the picture, and it's an 8x10 in full color. He comes from Montana, and I know why you're high on this kid, but let's talk about Scott Bredding.
Well, Scott Bredding is, I think when he rode Bodacious at Phoenix and bucked off right at the whistle, it showed his great ability because no one's been able to ride Bodacious except Tough Hedeman. He wiped Terry Don West out the other day, so you know, this guy is a great bull rider. He's sitting second for the PRCA World's Championship this year. He's really coming into his own.
Now, we've said in the years past that we couldn't get him to enough bull riders only competitions. His wife and kids want him to come home to the ranch in Montana, and if you've been to Montana, you'll know why he went home, and his family's important to him. But now he's out on the trail. He's seasoned a little more. We've slam dunked him a few more times. But Gary, when this happens, do you get smarter when you get sore, or do you when you start to win a lot of money, does this make the difference?
Well, I think it's an adjustment period when you first get out there because you don't have that security blanket anymore. But when a guy's got incredible ability like he does, it's going to surface sooner or later. And with him, it's starting to surface at the right time because he's making big money. He's got a lot of confidence. The ability's always been there. He's going to really be tough this year.
Big bucks, big boys, and big bulls, and we're going to do it in Long Beach, and I want you to stay with us, and we'll be back to ride bulls for Bull Riders Only right after this. Top of Bull Riders Only, and I'll tell you what, everybody's got their Wranglers buttoned on and ready tonight. I want to talk about the Samstown highlights. Who did what out of the first round? And it is Roscoe, Montana's Clint Bronger. Not only is the man back in action, but he's back better than he ever has been before. As one of the tops of the leaders in bull riding any place in the world, he does it in the first round with an 84. The Roscoe Ranger racked up another one. John McRoberts out of Turlock, California shows how to do it for California style. 83 points in the number 2 spot. This kid had a ranked bull and he rode him right. Gilbert Carrillo, yes, brother to Adam. Adam goes to the ground, Gilbert goes to the top. It's going to be a 77 score. This is one of Bobby Del Vecchio's dandy little barn slammers right here. Did he ride him right? Of course he did, in a pair of 7s. Puts him in the 3rd spot. This is the way it's supposed to be. Now, the qualifiers in position. We're talking about Gilbert, Gregg, Sean, and J.W. Hart. We're in position. These are the second round qualified. That's the way it's supposed to be. 8 guys at the top. Irvin Williams at Tulsa. Clint Bronger's in position. Now, those that are seated. Aaron Seamus didn't have to get on one. He's at the top of the pack with champion Jim Sharp, Richard Rule, Michael Gaffney, Jerome Davis is back in. Scott Bredding. Here's one of the hottest guys in the world today, Adriano Moraes, and Wes Seir with Mark Cade. Let's go to the arena floor right now with Shaw Sullivan and Gary LeFew.
First we had a winner from south of the border, then we had a winner from north of the border. The Americans have not fared very well in the Bull Riders Only series so far this season. We got injuries to guys like G-Man. We hurt very seriously the other day Terry Don West on J31 Bodacious. As we go to the ride here of Scott Bredding in Phoenix, he may be one of the Americans' best hopes right now to get a win here in Long Beach. He rode this bull 7 seconds, and to ride that bull 7 seconds is a heck of an accomplishment. The other guy that we're looking at is a guy named Jim Sharp. Jim Sharp's been riding real good. He was hurt last season. You see him winning second here in Phoenix, and he's going to be one of our stars here. On the other hand, it's not going to be very easy because we've got some great cowboys out of the States.
You bet we do. First, Adriano Moraes is, since Tough Hedeman retired, probably the toughest guy to get on the ground I've seen in years. This guy knows how to ride bulls. He showed what he's made of We've been hearing about him down there in Brazil, but when he come on and rode this bull to win the Phoenix event, and then went on to win the big bull riding at El Paso the other day, he showed that he's here to stay, and he's here to win some money, and he's going to be here at Long Beach to try to win the championship. Wes Seir, the Canadian champion, come on and win the event at Ogden, Utah. Wes is a guy that has always been tough, has mostly stayed north of the border, but he's coming down here with all the big money down here, and he's here to get money, along with the Australian champion. He's coming down here to the Thunder from Down Under. He's heard about the big money. He's come over. He's wanting to win some money here. So the Americans, they got their jobs cut out for them.
Well, Bob, we'll see how it goes from here.
Gary, I agree with that. I want to talk about the juniors, Alan Jordan Jr. and Harry Rose Jr. from California, our judges at Long Beach tonight, and to Lloyd Ketchum along with Joe Bumgardner. Ketchum on the left, Bumgardner on the right, Montana and California's finest. That's the way it is. Out of our highlight segment, we're getting ready for the second round of Bull Riders Only in the Long Beach Arena. Don't anybody move. We are ready to bust some bulls. Welcome back, everybody. Bob Tolman with Gary LaFew. We're in the second round, right here on Prime, and we're setting for Bull Riders Only. We've got the best in the world in Ted News, California's world champion and alley cat from the Running Spur Rodeo Company. Start off the action, Teddy. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Well, this ain't been the type of year that Ted News has been looking for. He got wiped out there at Houston, Texas the other day. The one good thing about it is he went about $40,000 worth of airfare. He can fly free for a year, and for a rodeo cowboy, that is worth a lot of money. But as far as his riding, I think after that wreck at the finals, it seemed to take something out of him. It put some fear in him I've never seen in Ted before.
Well, it's time to go to the great Northwest right now, and Chelan, Washington has sent us a young man out of high school and college into the ranks of the pros and in Bull Riders Only that I would like to see get on a 2 or 3 week roll and make it work. This is Grey Gould. The bull that he's on is Red Alert, and the H-Bar Rodeo Company has got a dandy little red calf under him. But Gary, if I can ask you one thing, this guy has been one of the least winners when it comes to dollars and cents for money won per year and money won per event at Bull Riders Only. What's it going to take to break the ice just to get him in a hot melting position where we can get him to go on?
Well, in the first go-around, he made a nice bull ride, and something about confidence. The kid has the ability to win $13,000 Houston Championship last year. So he's got ability. It's just, putting it all together. Here he had a tough bull and just made one little simple mistake, and that's all it takes in this game. One mistake when you're bouncing around on 1,800 pounds of bull. One mistake, and they're going to blow you away.
He's such a fine young man, and this kid's got a great attitude. I just want to get him a big buckle and get him a big win. Right about here, he looked like he might have been a little loose. The bull kind of jumped back underneath him, and he's in pretty good position going into this left-hand spin.
He is, but he throws his arm around too far behind him. When you got to keep that chest square with him. We was talking about Clint Bronger in the first go-around. When you throw that arm around behind you, it takes the weight off your inside leg. Your hips slide out of there, and when your hips slide out, you're going with it.
Okay, let's go to Richard Rule, Colorado's man. Now, here's a guy that's 10 years older than what we saw in Grey Gould's a minute ago. We've had him seriously injured a couple of times, but it seems like when we get him back and get him in good health, then it's tough to keep him there in the winning position. This is Rock and Roll, the bull number 23 from the Running Spur Rodeo Company.
The one thing I like about him, when he gets the whistle, he lets the crowd know about it. He works the crowd.
Yes.
And he has a lot of ability.
Yes, look at here. It's perfect tonight. He's in a sweet spot to make it work. No doubt about it.
Outside foot. Now, watch here.
Yeah. We talked about the ground and the soil and the clay and the sand here at Long Beach tonight is hard and it's firm. These bulls are not getting down in it. They're jumping up out of it, and it's making it work. For those of you that are watching bull riding for the first time, it's a 1 to 25 judging system on how he rides, and 1 to 25 on how the bull's going to buck. The degree of difficulty that the bull provides gives you an opportunity to ride the ranker bulls for more points, and if your body can take the whipping like Richard Rules has here, you're going to be in there. The two judges that you met, Harry Rose Jr. and Alan Jordan Jr., mark on a 50-50. Half for the man, half for the bull. 85 points in the second round, and that's the way it is. We've got a hot shot to start it off.
Worth every point of it. Beautiful ride.
Gary, from a broadcaster standpoint, if I may say this about Jerome Davis, we call him Jethro, Archdale, North Carolina. This is the Hart rodeo bull they call Teddy Bear. This kid, as we look at it, he's 2 for 3 coming into our season this year. He won $14,000 last year. He won another $60,000 out on the rodeo trail. He is yet to be seasoned, if I'm correct.
Oh, he gets back.
Look at this.
Look at here.
Speaking of seasoning, wow, get back up there. Well, got him in the well. He's still hung up. Bumgardner's in, Ketchum's in. They're in a scatter mass trying to get him out of there.
Well, I think we talked about it before the show. We was talking about Jerome Davis. I was telling you that this kid, to me, has the ability to become a world champion.
What does he do wrong to get down
He
in
has
the well?
one flaw. He drops his free arm too far.
There it
watch
is.
as he's coming around. He's all right here, but watch him drop it right here. He drops it too far. See him drop that down in there.
Yep.
As he does, it takes his body down in the well, and then he can't get out of there.
Now, here's a big kid. He'll stand 6'2", weigh 175 pounds, and his upper body has a lot to do with what happens to his butt and his bottom body.
You bet. You cannot drop that arm, because when you drop it, your body follows it, and you go down in that well, and you can't get out of there. And a little conditioning would fix this kid. I'd love to get him at my school and just train on him a little bit to keep that arm in the air. He's going to be twice the bull rider, and I guarantee he'd have him a gold buckle in no time at all.
I'm gonna say it on television. I'm gonna pay for his tuition to see if we can get him there. Wesley Seir, let's go to the rookie from Canada right now. Nanton, Alberta. Meisner's rough and ready. Now he's $10,000 for the good 3 for 3s, 100%er right now.
Well, he's got an old hop and skipper here, so trying to set him up. But West just a little too tough a cowboy for that. He just hops and skips along with him, and gives him a little bit of that left foot when he comes around.
Well, he's a veteran as a Canadian champion. This is not his first apple picking. I guarantee you he shook the tree before. Young, tall, good-looking, and ready, and he's a long ways from home. When these Canadians come to the Southland to win, whether it be in Southern California, South Texas, or South Florida, remember, if he can win a $10,000 bill, he's going to take another $3,000 with it, because the exchange on the dollar is good. He's seated with a 74. He's in. The Tulsa Twister. Irvin Williams is ready. Bobby Del Vecchio's bull they call the Derailer.
Well, Irvin has 2 records in the bull riders. Only the first is he's made the short go-around more than anybody. And the second is he's been bucked off in the short go-around more than anybody. So he's kind of the Babe Ruth in the bull riding.
Hey, stay alive, stay alive. He's seated on 1, jumps in for 2. Stay, come on, come on. Yeah. The whistle blows. Is he going to make it? Now we'll await the judge's decision. They carry the stopwatch. When he's out of position or out of control, they'll click it. If it's under 8, you're off. If it's 8 or better, you're on. Let's see what they have to say. He's coming back to look at it. Watch it in the replay. Gary, give it to him.
Oh, he looks beautiful here. He's reaching forward. He like Chicago, he went second at Chicago in the short go-around last year, so he really come on. He's looked great this year. One little mistake right at the end, but other than that, a great bull ride.
Well, the only mistake that he hasn't made is he is now the second-ranked man of the second round with an 84. That's just a taste, a little hors d'oeuvre of the main course that we're yet to give you at Bull Riders Only. Don't anybody move. We're going to come back and ride some more.
The big money is making the 3rd go-round. All he really needs to do.
Back to the Long Beach Arena, everybody. As I said earlier tonight in the opening, it was a beautiful day on the coast and at the beach, but tonight we are beaching a bunch of boys and some ranked bulls. In the first round, they probably ran as many top-end NFR bulls and Bull Riders Only 3rd round bulls. The second round, those that were seeded are going to have a pretty good choice. This young man, J.W. Hart, needs to jump up, pump up. This is Bobby Del Vecchio's Dangerfield. 7D is the bull for Del Vecchio.
Well, this boy still really promised in the first go-around, but he has a tendency to ride a little bit off his rope. And when you do that, you get blowed out of there a little hard like he's getting there. And, you know, I was telling you, I said, watch this boy, Bob. He rides a little too far off his rope. He doesn't get any post. And
you got him up on his knees.
Got him up. And to get back in that, we call the plunger zone, where the back ends are coming up and down all the time. It's a rough place to ride.
I'm going to stand at his defense just a little bit. Gary Lemieux, the guru and world champion, and probably taught more guys than anybody else. And Gary's critical on these kids. Right about there happened to be something when he hit that roper sign on the wall. It scared him, I'm sure, a little bit. You saw him reach out and touch the fence. Broke his concentration, and he really didn't have any place to go. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough. Hey, what are you doing in April? I want you to join us in the Mile High City for a Mashing at Denver, Colorado, the 16th of April, Casper, Wyoming. The 23rd, we're going to be in Rapid City, South Dakota, in Sioux Country, and you're going to love it. Tacoma, Washington jumps into the middle of May, and when we get to June, well, we're going to do it in San Jose. But take a look at Tacoma if you're in the Great Northwest, Saturday and Sunday, I believe that is. I hope you'll join us. For ticket information, give us a call at our Denver office. Here, Jimmy, come on. No.
Uh-oh. Jimmy back on that rumble seat.
I don't believe this. We jumped into Jimmy Morris real quick in the bull called Showtime. Bobby Del Vecchio got him back off his rope. Now, he was telling us earlier as we were getting ready to start the television show tonight, and he went by with his rope in his hand. Gary LeFew said, my Lord, you could pull a truck with that.
Well, the thing I don't like about those big ropes is see how far he is behind it?
Yep.
See, he's back on the rumble seat of that bull. Is a great big rope. You can't get over it. It's so big, it keeps you kind of down under it and behind it.
Now, he claims because he's so big in the bottom and thunder-thighed that he has to ride with a big rope like that. Is that his psychology? Or
I think that's his psychology, but that ain't true because here's a guy coming up that's every bit as big that rides with a small rope.
Okay, now that should make a difference when they crack the Samstown gate. Let's see how this works. This time, Shannon Workman. Now, little guy, little rope, big bull. This one's Buford from Dan Russell. He's on his rope. That bull jerked him right up over the top of him.
Oh, he's getting strung back. He's getting strong. I don't know whether he can get the whistle on that big hop skip.
Now, that bull is a big hop skipper and a Hadley Barrett stutter step in the middle of all the rest of it. Dylan Montana's man made it for the whistle, and I'd call that pure luck. But I'll tell you, as Jim Shoulders said for years, a bucket of luck worth more than a truckload of talent when it works for you.
Well, I'll agree with it every time. He has a little bad habit of dropping his arm away from him, and that kind of gets him back a little bit. But there's one thing that you cannot take away from this boy. He's got a world to try. He's out of shape. And the one thing, if you're going to learn to ride bulls, you've got to have trying. You've got to have a lot of heart. You're going to go through a lot of this when you're learning. So you better be tough.
Well, he'll take it with a 75 score in behind an 85 and an 83. We are looking at some second-round rides on some guys that are not guaranteed anything, except it is good bull busting.
Well, we talked about the ground earlier. The ground is so good this year that instead of sand like we had last fall, it is clay.
Here's your man, Scott Bredding. We're back to Montana's again. Montana's got the good ones in here tonight. This is the farm boy that we got away from his wife and kids and off the ranch, and I don't want to take him away from his family, but if we can just keep him out here on the road with bull riders only, we're going to win this boy a lot of money.
You bet. You know the great bull we talked about, Grasshopper, the only bull I've ever seen throw Terry Don West off twice. He rides this bull and wins Tucson on him the other day. The first guy to ever ride him and sit up and ride him right.
Look at here. Get past the first two jumps and he's in the box. Jerked him loose. He was riding him perfect, had to jerk his hand loose. That's the only reason he got him bucked off. That's my theory. Let's watch it in the replay.
Well, if we can have a stop action here, maybe we can find out what did buck this great rider off. He's sitting second or third for the World Championship right now. So you buck a guy off like this. First thing, he leaned away from that hand, and then that put him back away from his hand. But he went way back over that front end right there, sit back down. He's in good shape right here. Comes around that corner standing up. Ooh, as he set back down, he didn't get no arch when he set back down. You got the arch, and you stick that chest out and arch when you set back down, and he just got a little out of time right there, and timing is everything in any sporting event.
I hate to send him back to Montana with nothing but Richard Rule, Colorado's number 1. Urban Williams from Tulsa, number 2. Shannon Workman, and we're into Montana for number 3. Now, out of the first round highlights, this was the man that showed us how to do it with an 85 score, Clint Bronger. This time, ejection. They call this bull from Dan Russell. When Dan Russell in Western Rodeo shows up with a truckload of farm animals, I guarantee you what, 9 out of 10 of them are going to be second and third round winners. He has owned Pacific Bell, of course, the many-time world champion. In the bulls that you can't ride, Dan Russell brings the power. Clint Bronger likes the power. The tougher they are, the better he rides.
You bet, and he is riding like a house fire. Like you said, he's sitting, second for the World Championship right now. He won $26,000 at Fort Worth the other day. Big bull riding. This is the guy that's on fire.
Get a hold. Come on, Roscoe. Ride a bull. He may be as much unorthodox as anybody, but look where his shoulder is to his hand and his free hand right out where he needs needs it.
That bull was hard to ride right there. Kept a lot of drop and kept moving ahead on him. That was a great bull ride.
I'm going to make a little prediction ahead of time here, but if they draw him another one of those with what he's already done in the first 2 rounds, Clint Bronner's going to leave here in Long Beach tonight with a check of $10,000. This is just the second round, qualifying in for the third. He is going to get rich.
He makes one fine bull ride, to say the least.
And 90 points is where they're going to park him. I'll tell you what, that plane will fly. That dog will hunt. Everything you want about it is right. Lloyd Ketchum, his neighbor and partner, right in there to save him. Well, the fans in Long Beach like it. We've been here twice a year for the last 3 years. It's good in Long Beach, and it's great for Montana bull riders. All right, we're back to Oklahoma with MC Mark Kane. Bronger to the lead. Rule is second. Irvin Williams is third. A 90-85-84. You can see it, bull riders only events. We are going to use the book to its best advantage. And when you ride a rank when you're supposed to be marked, he's tying it off in the last minute. Mark Kane is one of those sticky little dudes from Oklahoma that rides the rank ones when least expected.
Well, when they run it through that finger, we call that burning your ship. Buck off, there's a good chance you're going to hang up. But,
no buck off. No buck
that
off.
makes you don't think about bucking off, it makes you think about riding.
Get out of the catch pen gate. He's looking at that Roper sign, trying to get him a new shirt. That bull is in the wrong spot. Wrong spot. When a bull gets into the fence like that, it is going to deter from what they can produce for you. That's the problem with it. Okay. Pretty shirt, cowboy. Pretty shirt. Nice bull ride for Mark Kane. We're going to come back and find out what he did in a minute. There's more to come from Bull Riders Only. Don't anybody, and you need to be there. What a nice crowd we've got tonight in California. If you like the mountains of Colorado, join us. If not, right here on the Prime Network. Here's the man. We're talking about Adriano Moraes and the bull called Dos Amigos. Western Rodeo. Now, from São Paulo, Brazil, look at this. He's batting 400 if you look at it one-on-one. He's 1,000 right now in the batting cage. He won the $10,311 in America West Coliseum in Phoenix just a month ago. What can he do different because he rides with the backward tie on that left hand down the side of that bull, Gary?
The only guy in the rodeo business, and now that I know that comes across, used to be some Australians when they first started coming across road like that, but he is the only guy in the business I know that rides like that. It's a big advantage on bulls that go away from your hand because your hand is not going to slide down that side of the bull's back. It keeps that hand up in the middle of their back, and it keeps them straightening their arm out. But this kid reminds me of a young, tough Hedeman. He has the ability to get over that front end, up on his legs, and when it comes to getting by them bad ones, I predict he's going to be one of the great ones.
2 years ago when he first showed up on the scene in Fort Worth, and he rode one as an exhibition, and they then said that he was the Brazilian world champion, and I believed it. The kid can ride. But Dos Amigos, these two friends knocked into one from Dan Russell, could test his air. But what he showed us he can do, and as Shaw and Gary talked about it earlier in our show, what the Brazilians, the Australians are doing to the Americans right now, the out-of-town boys are winning all the money. Here's his first shot. Here's his first shot. He was seated out of the round because he was a champion last month. Jerked him up and jerked him down. Powerhouse. Did he make it? Did he make it? Let's see what the judges have to say. They say bucked him off. He is not going to make it. Well, what was good in Phoenix does not work in Southern California. Long Beach bites the dirt with him.
Well, the one thing he's not doing, he was doing at Phoenix that he's not doing here is he's not getting that front end. He's sitting down on his butt, pulling on his arm, and that's taking him back here in the flank, and that's where you get thrown off.
When you talk about the cross tie and get him out of position, it works when it's in your favor. The first jump, it's against your favor. It'll rip your head off, and it did. All right, let's jump into the Roper chute right down here at number 2. This time, Sean McRoberts. Now, here's the young Californian that we see in the circuit system as one of the top 10. We need to get him into Bull Riders' top 10 position. This is Babyface from Western Rodeos, and a more than average bull to have to get on.
Over a ton of bull, about 2,200 pounds to be exact, and you got one of the little cowboys here.
Yes.
This is a bull he's really going to have to stay on the front end because when you get back, there's a lot of power here.
Yes.
But Sean is a front end rider. See the way he keeps moving forward? He gets away from all that power.
Well, the pride of California is going to come alive with our fans in Long Beach. They're happy with it. And Bill says, please get off. The whistle blew 3 seconds ago. Pretty happy kid right here. Pretty happy kid. We've got him in for the qualifications. That's the main thing. With a 90 to lead right now, and the 85s and 83s didn't look as exciting. We are in a second round of competition at Bull Riders Only, where you're going to have to hump up. A pair of 7s for Sean McRoberts. The little leprechaun from Turlock is in the money. All right, time to take a look at who's doing what. A 90, an 85, and an 84. Montana, Colorado, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's go to Aaron Seamus. Now, when you're hot, you're hot. And this kid can get hotter than anybody else and stay that way for a couple of weeks. It's Hoochie Coochie. Dan Russell's dandy little red.
Oh,
Get him.
this bull has done this to so many people. He
Why?
threw Dan Wolf off just like that at Anaheim last year. He throwed Marty Stannard off. He's got a wicked little belly roll right after he kicks that first time.
There's a little red limousine cross. Aaron's going, how could that have happened to me? Look at it in his eyes. He's embarrassed.
Look at right here. If you can stop this right here, if he rolls him over there, just jerks him into his hand. A lot of power there for a little bitty bull. The bull's not very big, but has a move on him that just throws everybody's timing off.
Well, thank you to our producer and to our cameraman. Good shot. There's the grinning kid from Auburn, California. He's history. How sharp can you be behind that Coors sign? We're going to find out right now with the world champion Jim Sharp from Stephenville, Texas. Air Jordan, a bull that I think may be underrated. Every time I go to bragging on him, the bull will have an average day. But this is Dan Russell's dandy little black Brangus, Angus, Hereford, whatever kind of cross you can put in him with not much primer, but he has got some explosive little rocket moves in the middle of his jumps. Now, this guy's rode everybody's ranked bull there is in the world. Can he beat 90 points? That's what he needs to do.
Well, the ground is good here. He's riding good. He's not won a lot of money this year, but you know, when you got a quality cowboy like this, he's not riding bad. He's just due to win.
Man, bad move in the world. Bad move in the world.
Boy, when you throw Jim Sharp on his head like that, you've got some power somewhere.
Did you see the whip in the top of his head? He's squinting his eyes. That hurt. This bull gave him some jerk and juice in air. He's thinking about that. Yeah, he says. Yeah, they bucked him off. How can you do this to my world champion?
Look at that bull hitting kind of back.
Yeah. He's 2 for 3 in Bull Riders Only statistics coming into this. This was not supposed to happen.
This is timing there. Look at that bull walking and spitting. Jim Sharp was walk a little more. That those are timing just like screwball that's a good hitter. Those are timing off. You know.
Good bull.
Qualified out of the first round, it's Gilbert Carrillo, El Paso, Texas. The bull ain't called Spinner. This one will come in the bus. Now, I want to know something. You see that concho on his bull rope? That is something of the 90s. You don't see that happen any place in the country. Let's go down in there with him right now and see if we can hear him.
Greg, give me a hold.
Brother Adam is standing right alongside of him. That's a St. Christopher medal they're telling me that he has put on his bull rope. I'll tell you one thing. This kid's got the right thing on his mind. Let's see if he can get the right bull rope.
What was that?
Well, St. Christopher saved the bacon, but he wasn't there to help him ride.
That bull was wicked.
Man, did he have a roll.
Move he had when he come around here.
Watch this.
That looked like the great 550 that won the Bull of the Year contest a couple years ago. Boy, he sucked in back to that flank and put it on him.
He does. It's a riding in California, and we'll be back with more on Bull Riders Only. Talking about Long Beach Convention Center. This is the third stop for the Bull Riders Only. Qualifying in, Clint Bronger. This is Tuffy. Richard Rule with White Lightning from Dan Russell, Irvin Williams, and Sean McRoberts. Boys, they've drawn them tough. Montana's Shannon Workman with the hard way. Canadian West Seir and 7-11. Hang on to your socks on that one. And Mark Kane's got all that he wants with the Justin Bull. We're going to start it off with Sean McRoberts, a little fugitive, par 9. Here's a bogey, can be 85 to 95 on it to get him rolled. Goodbye, Sean.
Oh, you can see Sean had that left on his mind. This bull, every time I've seen him to the left, Sean knew that, he moved over to that left, and that bull felt it, and he went that other way.
You talk about not smart. He is smart. Let's take another look at it right here. He's thinking about it now, and Sean knows exactly what happened.
Watch Sean. Watch him pump over. See him looking over that way.
Yep.
See the bull go the other direction.
Where you look is where your butt goes, and that's what happened right here.
Oh, he just left him behind, got him back on that rumble seat, and you're not going to ride him back there.
We're going to get another shot out of it. This is one of the rankest bulls any place in America today.
See Sean looking over to that right? He's looking left, and that bull goes back, and he's just too late getting back around the corner. And as the front end comes up, if you come back on that hip, you're going to catch all the whip from it.
Well, Dan Russell has raised, bought, produced, and put together some of the rankest bulls in the last 20 years. His dad, and now he is doing it. But that bull just takes him out of it for the first one. We are 0-1. Let's go to Montana for Shannon Workman. Now, what he has to do on the bull called Hardway, and this bull comes from Triangle T. Watch the yellow whale get the start. Here's another smart cat. Yes.
He's going to come around to that guy.
Man.
Back. Got to get over that front end.
Let's talk about the first round. They run some of the rankest bulls in Southern California in here tonight. The second round got rankered. And in the third round, of only the 7 out of the top 10 get to qualify for the 2 that they rode. This is wild.
Well, one of the things that he's doing there, he's leaning away from his hand to start with, and that's going to cause you to get whipped back into your hand. See how the arm's coming around way behind him? If we get a stop action at the next time around, you see, I'll show you what that does to the hips.
Okay, now there's the reason he's down. If we can get the stop action, try to keep your chest over your hand and your chest square to the
right here.
of the
See how he
bull.
drops that arm and leans away from his hand right there?
Yep.
See how that puts his butt flat there? You got to have daylight under that butt when that bull's coming up in that front end, and that keeps it from happening.
Well, the bull just gave him an easy lunge right here. But the lunge when he comes around, there's a belly roll. You can see the twist in his hips when the bull does that with his hips.
Stop right here as he comes around a little bit farther, a little farther. Now right there, that's taking the weight off his inside leg. His inside leg's coming out, and it's blowing him out of there.
Well, blew him out of there, and we are now down again. That's the way it is so far in the third round. There's more to come. Don't anybody move. We're coming back. Welcome back on Prime. I want to tell you, we're in Southern California. It was a gorgeous day, and it is a phenomenal evening for the bulls. Dan Russell, Bobby Del Vecchio, the Hart Bunch, Triangle T, Meisner's, and the rest are slam dunking some of the greatest rodeo athletes to the ground. But we are 2-0 for the bulls right now. John McRoberts and Shannon Workman are down. We're coming back to talk about Clint Bronger. What are you going to be doing? The 16th April, you might not know now, but be thinking about this. If you're any place in the Wyoming country, I hope you take the time, if you're enjoying our Prime shows, to come and see a live Bull Riders Only. And we will be in Casper, Wyoming. Myself, Gary LeFew, Shaw Sullivan, even Zoli Butch, our television producer. But what I want you to do is bring your family and come see one of these events live. We're talking about 2 hours, 55 to 60 bull, buck, jump, kick. The best bulls in the country, the top 30 bull riders in the country. And if you want more information, call us at our Denver office at 1-800-536-BULL. Tie 'em on. This is the man, the Roscoe Ranger, Clint Bronger. Now, Tuffy the Bull, Del Vecchio, the man that owns him. And Bobby Del Vecchio is making his way into the rodeo production business as a bull producer. But Clint Bronger could make the rankest bulls look like 4-8.
You bet he can. I bet he makes this nearly good. They won the first go-round in Phoenix on this bull. Adam Carrillo did. So the bull was not sure buck.
Yes, he was 80-plus points on him. Then he come back the next week. Not tonight. Whoa!
Well, he's probably going to get a reride on this one, but I doubt that he wants it the way they're bucking him off.
Well, if he can take him and not worry about it, the reride bull, by the way, is 19 Grasshopper, a bucking bull, world champion bucking bull. Now, here's where you're going to see if Ferry works. The bull had an average day and just got away. They're talking about 74 points for him, Gary. 74, he's the first to qualify.
Well, an awful young bull. He started to come around here. You see his, if we see it back, we'll try to stop action. That bull run over top of his hoof and it turned under him. Hurt him right there, and he just kind of tucked the buck out of him. See how he's losing that footing again on him?
You bet.
Just kind of...
Well, you think about a runner on a track, and if you stub your toe and drag your heel, whatever it takes, has a tendency to slow down your game plan. It'd do the same for the bull. He's physically all right now, but Bronger has a big decision to make here if they offer him a reride. That's just the way it is. Let's go to the Canadian. Behind the Samstown chute is Wes Seir. 7-11. Now here's the bull we've talked about that's the comer. This bull is, can he be another grasshopper? Can this bull be a Pacific Belle? We'll find out. This is one of the 3 Chevy All-Star bulls that we've got here tonight for Chevy Trucks.
Well, this bull comes from Sandy Kirby, one of my old rodeo partners.
You bet.
Cowtown, New Jersey originally, but one of the great cowboys of all time, one of the great bull riders. Won the NFR Bull Riding Championship. He won the bareback riding championship at the NFR. So this was a great cowboy. Now he's in the bull business. He bucks at the great Billy Bob's.
He's bucked a lot of bulls in the last 10 years, and he knows what it takes to make one or to find one.
You bet. And this bull he was real high on, and I haven't seen him yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. So we're going to get a chance to see him for the first time on national television tonight.
Well, it's fun to brag on Sandy Kirby, brother Butch, father and mom. We talk about Mildred Kirby and all she's done. This is their bull, but Wes Seir's the man that's got to make him look good. Now, go on, Wesley. He's got him. He owns him. Yeah, look at him back. Look at him back. Oh, look at him back. Lloyd Ketchum and Joe Bumgarner in to make the save. Wesley, you have done the right thing. The Chevy All-Star bull comes alive with 7-11. Dan Russell owns him now, and he's proud of him.
Well, Wes won our bull riding at the Ogden Championship, and he kind of likes it down here south of the border. Big money winning $10,000. Probably had never seen a check that big. So he come back, and what a bull ride he put on him tonight.
At 88 points is where they're going to set him. Jim Thompson, our in-house announcer, and his fans are happy about it. 88 point puts him to lead. Now, if Clint Bronger has the opportunity, and I keep saying this because we don't know if he gets a shot at a re-ride, 19, the world champion Grasshopper Bull is the re-ride. He'll probably take him. Now, we've got it even. We're 50% better. It was 2-0 for the Bulls. Now, we are 2-2 for Bull Busters. 88 for Wes Seir. The Canadian is in the lead. Bronger is running second, but yet to go. Irvin Williams, Mark Kane, and Richard Rule. This is Bull Riders Only Best Action from Long Beach, California. Hang with us at the beach. We're coming back. That's the way you make a living, $10,000 at a time. Wesley, congratulations. Hang on, we'll be back. Welcome back on Prime Network, everybody. This is Bob Tallman along with Gary LeFew. We're in Southern California enjoying the weather and enjoying one of the best bull riders only bull rides we've ever seen. The first round competition knocked a bunch of guys out because of the power that they put in. Wes Seir just a moment ago stuck it on him for an 88. The Canadian champion rode Dan Russell's 7-11. We were bragging on Sandy Kirby because that's where the bull came from, out of Central Texas. But now a 74 for Clint Bronger is second. Mark Kane is yet to ride. Richard Rule and Irvin Williams are yet to ride. And the fans here tonight would like to see a 90 or a 95. What we're talking about doing is having you join us on the 9th of April at a Mile High Mansion in the Colorado Mountains. Yes, Denver, McNichols Arena, one of the hottest places we ever have a chance to perform. That is our office and home as well. Give us a call at 1-800-536-BULL. Take the time to make the call, and I'm sure there's a machine to talk to you tonight if you're watching this. But if you want the tickets for it, you can come to Casper, you can come to Wichita, you can come any place you want. We've got a 2-day event coming up this summer in Tacoma, Washington. We'll be in San Jose in June. We have got bulls and bull busters all over the world. Let's talk about the little Okie Mark Kane from Atoka, Oklahoma. Western Rodeo's Mr. Justin Gary.
Oh, he's got a piece of work.
No.
That bull has got hop and skip in him.
Hop and skip, rip the roper, not my shirt if you don't mind. Jerry Mandelbaum wouldn't be proud of that. What did that bull do? He looked like a little Hereford 4-H calf that somebody had ready to go to the county fair, but he had to hop with the buck in him.
Well, we talk about timing. Every good bull rider's got to get in time with the bull, and this bull, see how he kind of rears up and then kicks at his belly, and then comes up, kicks over his head this time. That throws timing off. It's just like throwing a change-up to a good baseball hitter. You know, it throws their timing off. Once that timing's off, it's hard to get back.
And he wanted to get off of him. His hand was hung. I guarantee you what, that bull's got plenty of moves, and he's got some hook in him. He hasn't got much Bremer cross for Hereford come out at him tonight. We're going to get to watch it again here. He was in trouble, it looked like, the first one, overcompensating, trying to get out over his rope in the first jump.
Leading a little bit away from his hand right there, and as he comes up, we don't see a lot of daylight under his butt. You know, and that usually whenever I tell my students at my school, if we don't see daylight, we usually see some problems before the ride's over because it slides you back when you don't get daylight.
Now you talk about this and make it sound so easy, but as we watch Mark Kane, who is a veteran, one of the top 10, top 15 of the NFR in position, this is good watching when you see it happen. Let's take a look at the Wrangler chute on the far side. Richard Rule, here's our hotshot, my Hollywood man from Colorado. He's a veteran, but this is 23 White Lightning from Dan Russell. Every world champion in the world has had a shot at this bull at one time or another. Now watch the yellow bull fire. Here, Richard, stay up. You've got $10,000 if you can stay in there.
Awfully close, but again, I would guess that's in that 7.
Well, that's a 4-letter word that I don't like to use. Well,
you remember we were talking earlier about when the bull would come around out there somewhere, and I said that Richard has a tendency to sit down. The only guy that got by this bull at Bull Riders only last year was Terry Don West, one of the best stand-up-on-his-legs riders in the business. This bull has long leaps. He really lunges, really comes up high in the front end. Now, when this bull comes around, if we can get some stop on it right here, just go on a jump farther forward, come on a little farther forward, as he just when he comes around right here, a little bit farther. Now, right here when he comes up, come on up a little bit, come on up, stop it right there. See how far back he is? See, he's sitting on the flank. You got to be right up, your head's got to be right over top of that hump. You're going to catch all that whip back there, and that is what's going to blow you out of there.
Well, he was a mile behind when the storm started, and there's no catch-up when you've got 1,900 pounds. Look at that bull smart. He knows what he did. Joe Bumgardner goes by to try to make the move, and this bull is smart. Now, this old 23 has been around a long time. He's been around a long time, so the bull has had this happen to him before. Let's go again. Here's the last man got a shot at it. We started out with 2 bulls and threw 2 guys off, and we rode 2. Now we're back to 2 down again. You got to break this. Urban Williams, Silver Spur from Western Rodeo, 747. They numbered him after an airplane. Can he ride the bull, Gary LeFew?
Bull's probably going to come into his hand, which is to the right. I predict, no, he's going to come back to the left.
He didn't throw him off. He threw him out of the straight.
Urban was thinking the same thing I was.
Yes.
Again, every time we've seen this bull, he comes to the right. Riders get to thinking about that. They know the bull's coming that direction. They get to look in that direction. All of a sudden, when they go that other direction, it throws you off.
Don't call them dumb farm animals. These are rodeo athletes. They're the unsung heroes of the industry, and we know exactly how it's going to work.
Oh, he's mad at himself.
Only 2 out of 7 are going to ride in the final round. Clint Bronger rode a calf tonight for 74, and it's going to work. Wesley Seir is going to back-to-back him for $10,000. Oh, Urban, you're in trouble. Whoa,
did he airplane him into that ground? That little short, fat bull don't look like a bucking bull.
Changed his area code, slam dunked Urban, and I don't like to see that happen. That kid is so good getting into the 3rd round.
Watch right here as he comes around. See that bull throw the head around to the right? Urban looked over there, thought he was going that direction, and then by the time he come back, he was a little bit late. Watch him slide back, stop it right there.
Yes.
Oh, he's right on that rumble.
Hey, Shaw Sullivan said it in the first part of our show. Between the Canadians, the Australians, and the Brazilians, they're taking the American money. Back-to-back twice, Wesley Seir, and another $10,000 goes to the Northland in Canada. Congratulations.
With the roper ride of the night, I'm here with Canadian Wes Seir, and I want to emphasize Canadian. You guys gonna let any Americans win these?
Oh, I don't know. Me and Adriano were talking about it before the deal, and we said if one of us should probably win it again tonight, and we're lucky enough that it worked out, and I was able to get the money.
Well, that's terrific. Now, you've been to 2 events. You've ridden 7 out of 7. This is getting easy for you.
I don't know if it's easy. It's always easier when you're able to get on good stock, and when that money's there, it makes you hungry to ride.
All right, well, let's take a look at that ride, and let's see how hungry he made you look, how hungry you acted when you rode him.
Well, he kind of raised me up right there, that 2nd jump, and I really tried to get back down and reach for the front end. And when he came around, I kind of got in a sweet spot on him and got tapped off on him, and I was able to feel a little more comfortable on him in the first 2 jumps. He's the kind of bull I really like to draw.
Well, I can see why. I mean, $10,000 here, $10,000 there. Starts to add up a little bit. I see you gave him some money chops for an exclamation point.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. My folks and my wife were able to fly in here tonight, and I guess I might have to take them out for supper.
You're going to take me out for supper, too, believe me. Giving all the money to Wes Seir. Canadian champion, won Ogden, Utah, come back to win Long Beach, 2 in a row, 7 for 7. Back to the boys in the booth.
Well, as Gary LeFew and I want to come back and talk about the champions and the championship rides, Doug Supernaw, one of my favorite hotshot new superstars in country music's got him lit up in Long Beach tonight. And he'll join us in Denver in the Mile High City as well when Bull Riders Only is over. But that's Doug Supernaw. Now I want to talk about Wes Seir. Gary, what we just saw happen, and only 2 guys out of 7 got him rode. I'm talking about a $10,000 win for this Canadian. Now, let's take a look right here of how the money comes down. And number 1 and number 2 are on 3 bulls. Number 3 and number 4, that $885 and $685 for Richard Rule and Irvin Williams was only on 2. Now, when we talk about the ride, Gary LeFew, the guru, let's go back and how did it happen and how did it work?
Well, just like a tornado has a spot in it where there's nothing going on in the eye, every bull has what we call that sweet spot. And Wes talked about it after when they were interviewing him here. When this bull comes around, as he moves forward here, see that daylight under his legs? He moves out over that front end into what he calls the sweet spot. We call it the eye. He gets right up in there, and there's no power when you get into that spot. You know, when you slide back, what we've been showing you all night, when they slide back on that flank, there's a lot of power. Wes Seir stayed away from that. He moved up on the front end. He got in that spot, and once you get in that spot, it's like nothing's going on. Every great bull is ridden in that spot. Wes is a master at getting there. He's getting a lot of confidence. This kid has got $20,000 in his pocket, and he's loving it.
Now, when we talk about the Canadians and winning the $20,000, remember that converts to an extra 30% because $1 is $1.30 in Canada. Not worrying about all of that. He's now won over $20,000. And the eagle, the pump, and the drive that goes with this has to be worth another 10. Terry Don West is the only other guy that's had a chance to do this. When we look at his $22.85, Adriano Moraes at 10, maybe Wes Seir can come back and do it a 3rd time in Denver. That'll be the best, and the best luck to him. The Wrangler Bull Riders Only Tour has been brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the official truck of Bull Riders Only. Shirts provided by Roper Apparel. For Gary LeFew, this is Bob Tallman. Don't miss our next tour when we head for the mountains in Denver, Colorado. Join us as we bring you all the exciting action. Till next time, keep on bucking.